In this session, 4 paper presenters are there. Venerable Banagala Upatissa Nayaka Thero, who is the President of Mahabodhi Society of Sri Lanka. Second one is Dr. Anindita Balslev, Member, International Society for Science and Religion, India. I invite Professor Banagala Upatissa Nayaka Thero to come on the dais and Dr. Anindita Balslev to take her respective seat. Professor William Sweet, who is a professor of philosophy in St. Francis Xavier University of Canada, please come on the dais and take your seat. And from the University of Kolkata, Professor D.K. Mohanta is here. I would like to call him on the dais. Now I would like to hand over the mic to Padma Shri Shamtin Sir to conduct the proceedings of the first plenary session.
Hello. Very good evening to everybody. This is the first plenary session of the second international conference of Dharma and the Dhamma. So we also would like to thank the gracious presence of many dignitaries and very senior scholars, including Most Reverend Professor Samdang Rinpoche, the former Prime Minister of India, and Professor Lokesh Chandraji, and many other Professor Sagarmal Jainji, and many other senior scholars who are here. So with this, I would like to introduce the Venerable Banagala Thero, who is the President of Mahabodhi Society of Sri Lanka, and who also takes care of many other institutions, including the Mahabodhi Society in Sanchi. So may I please request you to give your presentation. The presentation could be from 15 to 20 minutes for each speaker, and at the end of the all the presentations, then I will invite questions and observations and comments from the audience. Venerable Banagala Thero ji. I also invite Shri Benoit Belji on the dais, a very renowned filmmaker. Please.
Most Venerable Sirs, Venerable Samdang Rinpoche, Venerable Samten, all the delegates from different various countries, and especially from Sri Lanka, and friends.
Can we remove the flowers? You can't see the speakers.
Pardon?
We can remove the flowers.
Yeah.
Oh,
only a step or something.
The Sanchi University of Buddhist and Indic Studies for according me this privilege of addressing the second international conference on Dhamma. And especially in my case, it's not a really presentation of the paper, but I thought of to bless you on this very auspicious occasion. Because I thought of to give certain information and things what I really felt to tell all these foreign delegates as well as the Indian delegates. It comes to my mind, you know, in 2010, there was a very, you know, learned Swamiji has visited Sri Lanka along with 15 Hindu Swamis. And they were to have a discussion with Sri Lankan religious leaders, especially the Buddhist leaders. So then I have arranged it, and it was really just after the 30 years of inhuman war, which was almost over by that time. So we were at peace because we have suffered for almost 30 years in Sri Lanka. Then the Swamiji has come. That was Swami Dayananda Saraswati, the conveyor of Hindu Mahasabha, Acharya Sabha. Along with them, my very good friend Mr. Ramadhav was also there. So there was a lot of Buddhist monks from Sri Lanka, you know, like Dr. Kakapalyan Ruddha, the very prominent Buddhist monk. And the discussion was very successful. And really we felt that we have had a peace in our mind. And then the Swamiji was telling me to hold a Dhamma discussion in India. Then I said, Swamiji, आप क्यों सांची में क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? ये तो सांची तो सबसे बड़ा अच्छा जगह है क्योंकि वहीं पर आपको शांति मिलता है. So then I said that is the best place, Sanchi, because Sanchi means peace. So that's how I feel this Dhamma International Conference was born. And immediately after that, for the preparation, we had a conference on Dhamma in Sri Lanka. That was in year 2012 in the month of May or June, and there was about more than 50 prominent scholars, you know, they have submitted their papers from various universities of Sri Lanka. And later on, this original Dhamma conference, the first one, was started in the year 2012, I suppose, in Bhopal. And that was something, you know, like it was a platform for Sanchi University. And again I recall my memories, 2009, the Mahabodhi Society of Sri Lanka Sanchi Center has put up a very big Dharmashala, because there are a lot of Buddhist and non-Buddhist pilgrims visiting Sanchi, but they don't have a place to stay in Sanchi. There's Circuit House and then some 1 or 2 places. But if you come with a group for about 15 or 20, then you may not have place to stay in Sanchi. Then, on my request, government of Sri Lanka has put up a 3-story building with all these facilities. To open that Niketan, that Dharmashala, there was the Sri Lanka Prime Minister was invited. Of course, the present Chief Minister Chauhanji was invited, he came there. And there were many more dignitaries from various countries was there. And the Niketan was open. At that time, I had a couple of papers like this. I had a dream of establishing a university in Sanchi. So in my speech, I said I would like to put up a Buddhist university in Sanchi. That was my dream. Then immediately after my speech, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Sri Chauhanji, in his speech, he said, Swamiji, बौद्ध विश्वविद्यालय बनाएंगे तो मैं जमीन दूंगा 65 acres. He said that I will grant the land. And later on, this Dhamma conference, which was so powerful and effective, and even this, I think, when the Chief Minister has realized it should come, this university should come, because only the religious leaders can change the society. It's my feeling. Because most of Asian people, they have religion. Every person has a religion, whether it's Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, or Muslim. Whereas when you go to Europe, they have religion, but it's not so strong. So, especially for the Asian countries, we need a good guidance and good religious leaders. So today, especially though the Swamiji is not here with us today, actually he should be here, and a so learned person, and we need his blessings too. So this is how it has turned up, and most of you all are working too hard to make it true. I heard that the academic side of this university will be start very soon, short courses. So through this university, you can give a very big, very strong message, not only to the India, but to the whole world, especially to Buddhist and non-Buddhist countries. So whereas, the Sanchis, especially, Emperor Asoka, he has built up almost 84,000 monasteries throughout India, and his son and daughter, Mahamahinda and Sanghamitra, they were living at Sanchi Monastery, where you have been this morning, and they are trained by Mogali Putthatissa Arahant, who was also the guru of Emperor Ashoka. So they took this message, peace message, to Sri Lanka. That's how we Sri Lankan became Buddhist from 3rd century BC. So the main religion we have imported from India. And again, by 12th century AD, the religion was really disappeared, Buddhism was disappeared from India. And that time, a great person from Sri Lanka called Anagarika Dharmapala, the founder of Mahabodhi Society, he brought back the message what we have preserved in Sri Lanka for almost 2,300 years. And that's how the present India, we have almost 3% of Buddhist populations in Sri Lanka. And also this missionary work was carried out by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So, the Dharma has lot of bond in between Buddhists and Hindus. Because of that bond, Anagarika Dharmapala has come all the way from Sri Lanka to restore Buddhist monuments in India and also to give rebirth to Buddhism not only in India, Europe and America. And there was a coexistence because of Dhamma. Anagarika was a good friend of Swami Vivekananda. Dharmapala, so it is very important to tell you these things because this is the year when we are going to celebrate 150th death anniversary of Anagarika Dharmapala, and last year we have celebrated in Sri Lanka the 150th, that was birthday of Swami Vivekananda. This year we are going to celebrate the 150th birth anniversary of Anagarika Dharmapala. So, he was passed away at Sarnath in 1933. And at that time, there was a condolence message from Mahakavi Ravindranath Tagore. He said this is the only way you can do a tribute to Anagarika Dharmapala by establishing Buddhist University. So I think I'm grateful to the Chief Minister as well as to the people of Madhya Pradesh, especially to my friend Mr. Ram Madhav and others. Now you are carrying out this great job. So by this, in future, we will have a peaceful world with harmony. So इससे I don't want to go ahead, take your valuable time anymore. So thank you very much for listening. और उसके साथ साथ हमारे जो भारतीय भाई जन हैं, स्पेशली अगर मध्य प्रदेश के होंगे तो उनके लिए भी मेरा एक संदेश है कि मैं भी आपके भोपाल में ही मेरा मास्टर्स डिग्री में किया भोपाल यूनिवर्सिटी से। इसीलिए मैं रहते जापान, काम करते श्रीलंका में, लेकिन मेरा बचपन मुझे कभी मैं भूल नहीं सकते। हम कैसे बिरला मंदिर के पास डेली सांची से आकर जाते थे। यहाँ का सुगंध, यहाँ का नेचर जो बहुत पसंद था। मैंने कहा कि मेरा जीवन के संध्या समय में मैं भी सांची के लिए या भोपाल या मध्य प्रदेश के लिए मैं भी कुछ करूँगा। एक कहावत है, कहना है कि जब तक आप नहीं रोएंगे तब तक माँ उनको दूध नहीं देता है। तो इसलिए मैंने रोया, चीफ मिनिस्टर ने माँ बन के हमें दूध दिया। धन्यवाद।
International Society of Science and Religion. Her topic of presentation is the significance of philosophical treatment of I consciousness in Dhamma and Dhamma traditions. Dr. Anindita Balswe.
Flowers
Well, I would like to thank, first of all, the organizers of this international conference, and especially Professor Bhatt, for inviting me to speak here on a theme that drew deep interest from me, even when I was actually not already initiated to a formal study of philosophy, which means many years ago. Well, that theme is the theme of I consciousness, Aham Pratyaya. Actually, there were two main features of this phenomenon of I consciousness that have kept fascinating me over the years, and that is its indubitability and its unfathomability. By the first, I mean that unlike all other phenomena,